Hey y'all, it's your girl Latoya Cooper, and I want to welcome you to my new series, Girl, What's Stopping You? Look, if you're joining me for the first time, welcome aboard. If you've been rocking it out with me for a while, hey, Confidence Crew, I feel you in the building. Thank you so much for joining me. So, this series was created because I wanted to find a way to help you make those major shifts around your attitude, around your behaviors, and around your mindset that will help you to pinpoint what's stopping you and turning it into what's growing you. Look, I'm all about helping to uplift others. I want to see each and every one of us win. And most importantly, I want to help you as you grow to become the best version of yourself. And that starts with identifying what's stopping you from getting there and turning that into elevation for your success. So, look, I'm going to go ahead and kick off this first series, this first episode. And today we are going to talk about two famous sayings that we have all heard. We may have even said it ourselves, and it may have even been said to us. And that is, I don't have time for this, and I'm just too busy. Look, if you are having a Me Too moment, you've said this before, if you've heard it said to you, then this episode is just for you. We are going to talk about time management. Not only talk about it, we are also going to talk about some of the things that trigger those sayings and how we can work through those. Because by the end of this episode, I want to share things that will help you to increase your time management habits. I also want to help you to start reducing or eliminating these two phrases from your vocabulary, right? And as we go throughout the series today, I want you to think about this. What do you have time for? Right? When you think about those sayings, even in the future, when those sayings pop up, think about it. Just take a few seconds to fall back and say, you know what? What do I have time for? So, as we talk about the word busy, I want to focus for a few moments on what does being busy mean? When you think about it, what does that mean to you? And I want to share the two different sides of it. I want to share from a positive aspect as well as from a negative aspect. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this, but it's one of the things that will help us to understand and pinpoint why do we become so busy, or why do we say we're so busy, and things we can do to help shift that busyness, so to speak. So, from a positive aspect, being busy means that you are remaining active, right? And that's a good thing because you're moving around, you're getting things done. Your mind is flowing, your thoughts are flowing, like you are actively moving. And that's a good thing. It also increases your motivation. I know on those days where I feel like I have a list of things to do, like I'm excited to get up and do it, especially if it's something fun, like putting together this series. Like I'm motivated, I'm excited because I want to help. I want to help share things that I've learned. I want to help use it to grow others, right? So it increases your motivation, it keeps you active, it keeps you moving, it keeps you going. And then on the other hand, it also triggers stress because when you are too busy and you feel overwhelmed, that can increase your stress levels. And if you're constantly busy, you're constantly moving and shaking, and you don't take time to rest, if you don't take time to take those breaks that you need, it can affect you both mentally and physically. And then another thing when it comes to being busy, it could also mean it's a trauma response. Did you know that? What I'm talking about in terms of trauma is that when things are happening in our lives and we don't want to deal with it, or it's difficult at that moment, we will turn to being busy to avoid it or to get around it instead of working through it. So it can be a trauma response that in the long run, it may not be healthy for you. right? So I want you to think about those things. And when you think about the word busy, what does it really mean to you from both the positive aspect as well as from the negative aspect? I also want to share this with you because this is like one of my famous sayings. Regardless of how busy you are or how busy you may feel, you make time for what you want to make time for when you want to make time for it. So, again, the question I pose, what do you have time for? So, as we shift from the thoughts and ideas of being busy, I want to know this. How would you feel if you were being productive instead of just being busy? And I want to share some information about the difference between being productive and being busy and making that shift from busyness to productiveness. So when I think about being productive, I think about your focus driven, right? You know what you want. You're working on plans to get there from point A to point B. You're focused on a task at hand. I also think about at the end of that focus, you want to get results and you want those results to be meaningful. You don't want to just, let me rush through this. It's like you are strategic about it. You also feel and you see the progress being made, and it makes you feel good. It releases good energy, it releases happiness. You are excited. You can see the steps being made as you hit each milestone. And quality is more important than quantity. Instead of trying to fit in, for instance, 5 meetings in a day just to say you were there or present, you know what? You're like, okay, I'll just take 2 meetings today because I know what will be produced out of these will be result driven. It will be great information instead of me just jumping into every single thing and just getting small pieces of it. It also helps you to work smarter when you think about terms of being productive because again, you're looking at being focused, meaning, you have a plan or you're looking at a plan. You are wanting to get results at the end of the day and not just any results. And you're working on ways that will help you to work smarter instead of harder. And you're also able to bring people in as you need, whether it's family and friends in the home life or it's co-workers or staff when you're at work. So, on the other hand, I'm going to touch on being busy as well. When I look at being productive versus being busy, these are some of the things that pop up with the term busyness. It's easily distracted, you know. It's like you're trying to be everywhere, but you're nowhere. It feels like you're all over the place. I got to get this done. Oh my gosh, I got to get this done. And it's like, it's just spazzing out. Like you're everywhere. Again, you're everywhere, but nowhere. And you are also looking for things to do because you want to fill those holes. You want to fill that gap. You know what? I can't have a moment of silence. I don't want to have a moment of stillness. Let me do this. Let me do this now or do that. Like you're all over the place. And even I can feel it when I speak it. Also, it's like you're checking off a to-do list. Okay, let me just get this done. It's on my list, so I got to get it done. There's really no plan, no rhyme or reason to get it done. You just want to get it done. And it leaves you with a feeling of unaccomplishment. And that is not a good feeling, right? So, which would you prefer? Would you prefer to be productive or would you prefer to be busy? And the thing about it is that when you're being productive, you don't have to let people know because it shows in how you move. It comes through your energy, right? Just think about that for a moment. When someone want to call and get on your schedule and you don't have time, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm unable to schedule you. Instead of using the words, oh, I'm just too busy, I can't fit you in, you'll say, I'm sorry, I'm unable to schedule you at this time, or I'm unable to commit to this at this time, because you're over there being productive and you're moving in a focus driven way that will give you the time, the energy, and space you need to complete the task as you need to complete them. And this happens both at home and in the workplace. I also want to share with you 5 time increasing habits that will help you move from a place of being busy to being more productive. First one, establish a routine. And this is both at home and at work. For instance, morning routines work very well. It helps you set yourself up for your day. And doing this before you leave the house will also set your intentions for the day as well. It will help you see what you absolutely have to get done. You're not looking for things to get done because you know what you have to get done. You can also, to help avoid routine burnout, you can take time each week or on a monthly basis to assess it. Like, for instance, if you do the same thing each morning for your work days, Monday through Friday, you may get up, work out, do your journal, this, that, and the other. Assess that on a weekly or monthly basis so you can avoid burnout. Maybe some things you want to move around. Instead of journaling in the morning, let me try journaling in the evening now. Excuse me. And this will help you to establish a routine and will also help you to put more time into your day. Number 2, time block. Set reminders on your calendars. Give each thing a time limit. Each thing that you're working on, set yourself up and block off that time. And when that time limit approaches, when it hits, and regardless if you're finished or not, let it go. You can always come back to it. And by setting up time blocks, it also helps you take control of your day because, you'll set things up. Hey, I got to do this for an hour. I'm going to journal for 10 minutes. I'm going to exercise for 30 minutes. You're taking control of your day because you know what's going on and you keep things in order. Number 3, ask for help. This one, I know, is huge. It's hard to ask for help, but you got to do it. We try to be all things to everybody and we stumble. Look, I know sometimes it's hard for me to ask for help, but this is one of the biggest lessons I've learned within the past year. If I'm unable to do it, even if I am able to do it and I just need some extra time, ask for help. And also know that superheroes ask for help as well. So why not you? The other thing I want to share with you is that let your yes mean yes and your no mean no. You don't have to give a maybe. If you're unsure if you're able to complete something, it's okay to say no. If you decide to change your answer in the future, that's fine too. But let your yes mean yes and your no means no. And do your best to try not to waver. It will help you in terms of increasing your time and just putting more time back in your day. It will also help you set up boundaries as well as allowing you to take control of the time in your life. Again, we're moving from being busy to being productive. And being productive, a part of that is being focus driven and also knowing what's going on. In addition to asking for help or all about asking for help, teamwork makes the dream work. Look, we've heard this saying before, and it's true. When you're working together, you're able to accomplish more together. I mean, even in the Bible, it says where two or more are gathered in his name. Like, so teamwork is important. It's not all about the I mentality. Yes, you may be the author or the producer of something, but when it comes down to it, teamwork will get that thing done, and it will also help you put more time into your day as well as time into others. And you will feel much more happy. You will see things starting to come to light, and you will see the growth that comes out of it. Number 4, plan ahead. You can do this on a weekly or daily basis. I suggest doing it on a weekly basis. Start off on Sundays. Sundays are the first day of the week. So start your planning with a Sunday and just setting up your week. And each day you can revisit it in case things change. Appointments may cancel. You may book yourself to do something for that day. Whatever it may be, But when you plan and you're able to see your week ahead, you're able to see those days ahead, you will be able to move accordingly. You will be acting from a place of being proactive rather than reactive. So go ahead and start that planning. Start planning weekly. And as I mentioned, you'll be able to move things around as needed. And number 5, this is a big one. Eliminate distractions. Distractions are going to come by any way necessary, but you have to be able to identify them and remove them immediately. So the question here is, what's taking up your time? Is it TV? Is it social media? Is this unnecessary phone calls, meetings? Is it just, being too busy, right? So take stock of what's taking up your time that's not allowing you to move forward with your goals, your ideas, and dreams to accomplish what you have been set here on this earth to accomplish. When it comes to social media, I know this one. I'm going to share a personal story with you real quick. So I realized it was about a few months ago. I realized that I would just find myself on social media just scrolling endlessly, right? And it came to a point where I was like, what am I looking for? Like, did I come here to look for something? And why am I still on here? Because I wasn't doing anything but scrolling and liking. And that happens, when we just want to fill time and space in, when you're sitting there not doing anything, you're like, oh, let me just pick up my phone and see what's going on in the world. So one of the things I did was I set a timer on my phone that will alert me, when I've spent too much time on social media. And this has worked well because if I set myself up for only 30 minutes a day, when I find myself starting to scroll, I'm like, hold on. I only have 30 minutes a day. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Why am I scrolling? Time to get off, right? So that's one way you can help eliminate distraction. When it comes to TV, do you spend days and hours just binge watching? Every once in a while, I'll binge watch some shows, but most importantly, I make sure that I've cleared up things in my schedule, or even if I need to watch a show just to help, boost some energy or some downtime, I make sure I clear up things in my schedule so I can do that. And you can also give social media and the TV, give them a time block as well. But what you need to do is just take stock of what's taking up your time and work to decrease those things that are just distractions in your life. Look, I hope what I've shared with you today will help you move from a place of being busy to being more productive. And are you ready to move from, are you ready to be productive and do what you want to remain busy? And if so, look, I'm here as your accountability partner. I am a confidence coach, breast cancer survivor for those who don't know me, and I want to help you move from that place of being busy to being productive. So you can send me a DM, let me know your thoughts. You can also set up a one-on-one call with me, and we'll work through some of these time management habits that will help you move from a place of being stuck to being productive. The thing about it is, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be in the same place I am right now next year, right? I want to continue to grow and I want to continue to elevate and I want to see you along that path as well. You can reach me at I am Latoya K. Cooper. Also, make sure you're on my VIP email list. So go ahead and sign up. You can sign up via IamLatoyaKCooper.com. That's my website. Or you can also join via https://linktr.ee/ I am Latoya K. Cooper. I know that's a mouthful, but I do. if you're watching, if you're watching this episode, I do have the information here for you, but I wanted to share for those who are just listening. And look, I'm so excited about this series, Girl, What's Stopping You? Because I'm ready to move that what's stopping you into what's growing you. And I hope you are as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like and share this with your family and friends. And I will be back again. Thanks again. And until next time, we will talk soon.